Hey, what's happening, guys? This is Bharat Nagpal. Now that we're done unboxing and taking a first look at the K7, we're going to be doing the same for the K10 LTE variant. Now, this phone has been launched in India for a price of 13,500, and we're going to see if it makes any sense whatsoever. The first thing inside the box is the phone itself, and another thing inside the box is this case. And this case has a really unique feature. I'm going to talk about that in just a bit. You also get the user manual and some documentation, and then you will also get a USB wall charger, a standard USB wall charger. You will also get a USB to micro USB charging data syncing cable, some earphones exactly like the earphones on the K7. Nothing's different on these earphones. You also have a push button and a clip and a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is angled. The earphones are not in-ear type, they're standard type earphones. And the last thing inside the box is the battery. It is slightly more than the battery on the K7, so you will get a slightly larger battery. It is a 2300 milliamp hour battery. So that's everything from the box. Let's take a look at the device itself. So this flip case is inside the box. On the side, you'll see a small window that has been left out for features that will mimic the S7 Edge. I'm going to show you those in a minute. It's quite unfortunate, the quality of this cover and this little print over at the front, it looks really bad. Made for K10 LTE, that's horrible, and a really shoddy job from LG for doing that. Before we get into taking a look at the device, which has a even better back panel than the device we saw earlier, which was the K7, this back panel has a really unique grip. It feels absolutely fantastic in the hand. It's got a basketball texture. It feels absolutely amazing, and it also has a lot of plastic wrapped around it, so I'm going to get rid of that. So we start talking about the device. We've got a 5.3 inch 1280 by 720p display, which gives it a 277 pixel per inch pixel density. Above that, you will see the earpiece, a couple of sensors, and the front facing camera, which is an 8 megapixel camera. The touch capacitive buttons are on screen, so there are no buttons as per se at the bottom of the device, except you'll see an LG logo at the bottom of the display. On the bottom of the phone, you will see a 3.5mm jack, a standard microphone pinhole, and a micro USB charging as well as data syncing port. The sides remain empty for the K10, and over at the top is the secondary noise cancellation microphone. Over at the back is a 13 megapixel camera with an f2.2 aperture, autofocus, and you'll see an LED flash. The camera will shoot 1080p video at 30 frames per second. You'll see that the power button as well as the volume rockers sit right below the camera button in a really nice setup, along with this really amazing feeling back panel with the LG logo on it and the speaker at the bottom left. Once you open the inside, you'll see the battery compartment. You'll have dual SIM card capabilities and a micro SD card, which is dedicated. It'll take up to a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. Now, the K10 runs on Qualcomm Snapdragon 410, which is quad cores with 1.2 gigahertz. You also get the Adreno 306 GPU. For storage, we get 16 gigabyte of storage and 1.5 gigabyte of RAM. And like I said earlier, the battery is a 2300 milliamp hour battery. Now, the device is laden with Gorilla Glass 3, and you can see that it has a 2.5D arc display, which curves basically onto all sides. It feels really nice to use, and it looks absolutely premium and amazing. But honestly, I'm not too sure where LG is going with the kind of pricing that it has. Now, this color that you're looking at is the indigo color, which again has this denim sort of look to it. It looks really interesting. Now, if you turn the device on, you'll see that it's running Android 5.1.1. It may get Android 6 Marshmallow according to the company. We're not too sure when they will push out the update to Android 6, but it'll be nice to have an Android 6 at least in April 2016. So more or less the same LG UI that we saw on the K7 with slight improvements thanks to the display. The UI is fast and responsive, so no complaints there. Also, you can see that we can run through browser, etc., and you can delete the applications that we don't need. The device also has an FM radio, some basic LG apps, and some non-LG apps including Evernote, which you can quickly uninstall if you don't need them. You can also uninstall the LG Smart World if in case you want to do that. More or less, you're running on stock applications with a bunch of few utilities that you may actually use. The camera again comes with a very shoddy camera application, which if you are going to buy this phone, and I don't see a reason why you would, but if you are going to buy this phone and you decide to use the camera is pretty decent, but the camera application is not. So I would recommend that you switch to a better camera application, which will give you a lot more control. The only good thing I see about the K10 is the look and feel of the device. You also get this case that I spoke about earlier. Once you flip it close, you'll see your notifications come up in the bottom right or the right edge of the phone, which does have a slight curve, just like the S6 edge or the S7 edge. And so once you flip that case close, you'll get your notifications, your date and time, etc. on the right side. You can't run your finger on them to activate more features like you would on a Samsung device, but they're trying to bring that functionality to a cheaper budget audience, I guess. The phone, like I said, does only a few things good, and those involve looks and build quality. The specifications are too poor for the price to be justified, including the 720p display, including the Qualcomm Snapdragon 410 and 1.5 gigabyte of RAM. You're still running Android 5.1, so a lot of downsides, a really poor camera application as well. On the good side, no bloatware on the device whatsoever. You can get rid of applications that you don't want, but the price still remains too high at 13,500 rupees. Leave your comments in the comment section below, guys. Stay tuned. We might be reviewing these devices, the K7 and the K10. You can check out the full details and unboxings on iGyaan.in. Catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. This has been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching.